Buckle up, everybody, because we are diving into some seriously interesting poll numbers today.
Sounds intriguing. What are we looking at?
Well, you know how a few months ago, everyone was writing off Kamala Harris's chances in 2024? Political obituaries, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I remember that. It was looking like a tough road ahead for her.
Exactly. But hold on to your hats, because this new NBC News poll just threw everyone a curveball. It shows Harris leading Trump by 5 points. 5 points.
Wow. Okay, I did not see that coming.
Right, I was floored when I saw it. So naturally, we have to unpack this.
Absolutely. Let's break it down.
First of all, this isn't just a small bump in the polls. We're talking a full-on 16-point surge for Harris.
16 points. That is massive, especially for such a short period of time.
Exactly. To put it in perspective, the last time we saw a swing of that magnitude was after 9/11 with George W. Bush.
Wow. Okay, so we are talking about a major political event here. That is not something you see every day. I mean, it's practically unheard of in modern politics, really.
It really is. So what does it mean? What's the significance of a shift like this, especially when we're talking about something as complex and ever-changing as public perception?
Well, Matt Wilstein, he's a senior editor over at the Daily Beast, called it a very different story for Harris.
Very different story. I like that.
Right. And it's not just him. Even Steve Kornacki,
Yeah.
you know, the MSNBC political analyst.
Oh, yeah. Election night brain, they call him.
Exactly. So even he pointed out the historical context of this type of shift. And, you know, when Kornacki is highlighting something as statistically significant, you know it's a big deal.
Definitely. It's not just about the numbers themselves. It's about what those numbers represent, a complete shift in the narrative surrounding her candidacy.
Absolutely. It's no longer just about approval ratings. It's about whether voters can actually envision her winning.
Which is a huge distinction for sure. So is this a sign of Harris's inherent strength as a candidate, or is there something else at play here?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Amy Walter from the Cook Political Report made an interesting observation.
Oh, what that?
She said that voters are starting to view Harris as the more likely victor.
The more likely victor, huh?
Yeah. And that suggests a shift from simply liking a candidate to believing in their ability to win. And that's a really important distinction.
It really is. This isn't just about popularity. It's about voters actually seeing her in the Oval Office.
Right, exactly. And you've got people like Kristen Welker over at Meet the Press pointing out that this really changes the entire conversation around the 2024 election. I mean, you can't ignore a shift like this. It's too big.
Too big to ignore. I like that. So we've got all this buzz, all this chatter about Harris's chances, but what's really behind this surge?
That's the question, isn't it? Is it something she's doing, some kind of strategic masterstroke by her campaign? Or is it something else entirely, a reaction to what's happening on the other side of the aisle?
Oh, you mean with Trump?
Exactly. I mean, are we seeing opinions on him shifting, causing people to rally around the Democratic candidate?
It's like trying to solve a political mystery.
Right. It's all connected, but how?
Speaking of connections, we can't ignore the Harris campaign's reaction to all of this.
Oh, yeah. What's their take? Are they celebrating?
You think so? Right.
Yeah. I mean, this is huge for them.
Huge, but they're urging caution.
Really? Why?
Well, Brian Fallon, a top advisor to Harris, he tweeted something really interesting. He said, still an underdog in this race.
Still an underdog. That's an interesting strategy, underselling it, even with this amazing news.
Right. So do they try to ride this wave of good fortune, knowing it could disappear as quickly as it arrived? Or do they stick to their guns, stick to the plan, and potentially miss out on this surge of support?
It's a tough call. Do you go all in or play it safe?
Exactly. There's risk involved either way, which is part of what makes this so fascinating to watch unfold. So let's bring this all home. What does it mean?
Well, this poll, it's a data point.
A data point.
Yeah, a snapshot in time. It's important, don't get me wrong. But elections, they're not won and lost based on a single poll.
True enough. So much can change between now and November.
Exactly.
That.
But still, it's a really intriguing piece of the puzzle. It gives us a glimpse into the minds of the voters.
It does make you wonder, though, how will voters ultimately decide? When they're standing there in the voting booth, what will be the deciding factor?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What will sway them?
That's the question on all our minds, right? What will it be? The economy, social issues, foreign policy, or maybe it'll be something completely unexpected.
Who knows? That's the beauty of it all, though. The unpredictability. It keeps us on the edge of our seats.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. But we want to hear from you. What factors, other than those we've discussed today, do you think might be influencing voters
Yeah.
as we head towards 2024?
Yeah, let us know. We're dying to know what you think.
And until next time.
See you later.